Hi, and welcome to the Film is Pwned podcast.
The first video podcast.
That's right. I'm Tom Stevens.
And I'm Daniel Roos.
We've decided to take a slightly different method here. You know, we've been doing a lot of long podcasts.
Audio podcasts.
Yep, and we spend a lot of time, sometimes we cover multiple movies, sometimes we talk about film theory.
Subjects,
Right.
directors and things of that nature.
Yep. This time, though, we're just going to deliver more. We'll probably still do some of the other stuff, but we're going to deliver more shorter podcasts about a single movie that's in theaters right now that you're probably interested in knowing about.
Right. Just released in theaters yesterday is
The Incredible Hulk.
which I personally thought was incredible. I loved it. I loved it a lot.
See, you're really generous. You know, I think I'm noticing an overall trend here that I think I'm just generally more critical of a lot of the movies we see. You know, we walked out of Iron Man, and I'm the only one going, I didn't love it.
And I love Iron Man more weeks after seeing it. But the Hulk, I mean, it's not nearly as good as Iron Man, but it's along that line of fun.
It is. It is. You know, and I actually have to agree with you. The more I've thought about Iron Man, the more I've soaked it up, the more I loved it. The more I love Jon Favreau's directing. I think he really did a good job.
And Robert Downey Jr., I mean,
just knocked it out of the wall.
Absolutely brilliant performance. He's not going to get an Academy Award because it's a comic book movie, but, you know.
I know, but he did such a great job.
Absolutely, yeah. And the Ang Lee Hulk that came out a couple years ago, just only 2003, 5 years ago, was not that good a movie.
It wasn't. It wasn't. We've discussed, I think, on one of our podcasts about how we both kind of came to the same place. But it's just our expectations were different.
We both placed it around the 2.5 star range.
Exactly.
But I loved the Hulk comic book growing up, and I was really hoping for something wonderful, which I thought this, the 2008 Incredible Hulk, was.
It was definitely a step up from the first one. Let's be honest. With this Hulk, it wasn't even called the Incredible Hulk. It was just Hulk.
Just Hulk, yes.
By
There's no Incredible that.
Yeah, it really wasn't. By Ang Lee, which was just the wrong choice for the movie.
Yeah.
He just didn't seem to understand that it's just a comic book movie.
Yeah, he seemed to try to bring too much into it, whereas you really need to have fun. And I remember thinking, you know, when is the Hulk going to get here? Because it was an hour of really painful stuff, whereas probably the best Batman movie ever, Batman Begins, okay, definitely the best Batman, maybe the best comic book movie.
Absolutely.
Like the hour before you actually get to Batman is the best part of the movie.
It really is. It really just builds the whole story correctly.
Yeah.
Ang Lee, though, it
was painful. You were waiting for it. You were getting impatient, and then the Hulk came, and the special effects were okay. I thought they were a lot better here.
Yeah, I agree. And you know, it's kind of interesting because while in this version, in the 2003 version, Ang Lee was kind of the director trying to bring some validity to the comic book hero genre, and in our new 2008 version, we've got Edward Norton trying to bring some validity to the comic book genre because he's such an amazing actor.
And Ang Lee tried to bring some of his mannerisms, very mannered performances he got out of actors like Eric Bana as Bruce Banner, which is fun to say. Try it 3 times real fast. But I mean, here I think they took a lot more pacing from the Jason Bourne franchise.
I agree,
especially in some of the chase scenes before Edward Norton,
which were really good.
Yeah, really good. The moving camera angles are really exciting, and there's kind of the fugitive element, which I thought was really good.
I actually have to say that the fugitive element was my favorite part of the movie. I liked those parts more than the Hulk.
Really?
When he hit the screen, I enjoyed it. It wasn't that it was bad, but I was so interested in seeing Edward Norton kind of unfold, like, as a character. I wish he had more time.
Yeah, I can see that. I thought they did some great introduction to the Hulk. There was really no iconic image of the Hulk in the Ang Lee version.
There wasn't.
Here, there were several images where he's coming out of shadows into the light or out of the smoke when they're trying to smoke him out that I thought looked just absolutely incredible.
I loved that the first emergence of the Hulk actually really kept the mystery of Hulk still there. Mm-hmm. You never really get a
transformation.
Yeah, you don't get the transformation, and you only get one. I would almost said none, but there was one at the very end. You get one good look at him. The rest of the time, it's a lot of motion. It's shady, and you don't really see much.
He's off camera. It's imposing. There's people looking in the classic Spielberg element.
Yeah,
people looking at things.
That's right, and people running from things.
I think this movie took a lot of elements. It took, the classic Hulk, which is Jekyll and Hyde.
Mm-hmm.
It took elements of The Fugitive. It took kind of the pacing of Jason Bourne, where he's a hero, he's alone.
Right.
But no more romance. This isn't quite a tortured, isolated character.
He wasn't.
There's some of that.
Yeah.
But I think this is kind of an amalgam of a lot of great elements into a very good movie. It's not like 4 stars, but it's definitely worth seeing in theaters.
I agree. I give it a good solid 3 stars. It's a lot of fun. It's one of the better comic book movies, which, both says a lot and not much at the same time. But I definitely think it's worth seeing in theaters. I think the impact of the environment and seeing it with a good group of people who are excited about it, you're gonna get so much more enjoyment there than you will at home on your big screen TV.
All right, I totally agree. So we both say see it in theaters. I'd give it the 3.5-star range.
I'd give it a 3-star range.
Definitely worth seeing.
Absolutely. Thanks. You can visit us on our website at film.ispone.com. We've got reviews of new and old movies all the time. We also have podcasts about all sorts of stuff there.
Yeah, extended podcasts on various subjects and more of us.
That's right, and we all know that you love us.
And we love you.